What's up, everybody? It's Simon from Lake Eufaula. Today we are in eastern Oklahoma exploring the beautiful and ginormous Lake Eufaula. To be clear, this is not the Lake Eufaula that's on the Alabama and Georgia state line on the Chattahoochee River, aka Lake George. This is the Lake Eufaula in Oklahoma. This lake is on the Canadian River, and let me tell you what, it is big and very, very unique. So it's about 102,000 surface acres of water to explore, with several towns around the lake, lots of state parks and campgrounds and places to explore, over 600 miles of shoreline, and a lot of it is completely untamed, just like this. So there are several highway bridges that cross this lake. I don't know if you can hear behind me, but there's a highway right there, and that crosses a section of the lake over yonder. So there's several bridges that go this way and that way, and the lake has this really remarkable kind of layout anyway. So it's not just one kind of constant body of water. There's like big areas and small areas and different arms of different shapes and sizes. Pretty cool. So with all that activity, with the size and enormity of the lake, you do have lots of amenities. A lot of boat ramps, well over a dozen improved boat ramps, 5 notable solid marinas. You also have about a dozen campgrounds. We're talking, like I said, state parks. You're talking about private RV parks, brands like Camp Jellystone, KOA. Pretty much anybody that's anybody has a spot around Lake Eufaula. The quality of the fishing in this lake is off the hook, on the hook. Every year, Lake Eufaula plays host to really, really solid, reputable fishing tournaments. There's a lot of fishing tournament activity out here on the lake in the weekends, especially in the springtime, and they do attract big tournaments on this lake. One reason for the love of the bass fishing on Lake Eufaula is that it is stocked with Florida strain largemouth bass. If you don't know about that, that's a 60 or 70 year old program. It started out in San Diego, California. Actually, I think they were the first ones to take Florida strain bass out of Florida, which are just known for just getting big. And so any world record bass in the last 50 years has been a Florida strain bass. And so Lake Eufaula has a stocking program where they're basically infusing the genetics of Florida strain largemouth into this here big old pond of water. Sand bass fishing is also great here. In fact, in summertime, there's a sand bass festival. And so the sand bass festival has like all these sand bass related things, parade and music and all this kind of stuff. Great time to come out to the lake for the sand bass festival. If you've never been to the lakes in eastern Oklahoma, there's a lot of them from top to bottom. I mean, all the way up from Kansas and Tulsa way, all the way down to Texas, Arkansas kind of corner, and they are all totally different. They are completely different sizes. They have different strengths and different types of fishing, different characteristics as far as like what to do around the lake, and Lake Eufaula is no exception. Different terrain and vegetation, from pine trees to like prairie land to lower Ozarks and kind of hilly, kind of like what we have right here. So it's a really, really cool place to explore, especially if you want to like take maybe like a week-long trip with the boat and kind of hop from one lake to the next. Now you got to drain and dry, for zebra mussels and that sort of thing, but that would be a really cool trip to get like a couple different lakes in eastern Oklahoma, big, small, mountains, prairies, and mix it up and get like the full buffet variety. If you're thinking about coming out to Lake Eufaula, I'm going to put a link down below to lakeeufaula.com. Kind of a funky spelling, so make sure you click that link. You'll have a link to all the boat ramps with a map and everything, things to do, restaurants, marinas, campgrounds, anything that you want to plan around the lake. You can even rent vacation homes and stuff. buy property for sale by owner that's not on the MLS, if you want to move up to this area or buy a lake home or buy a rental, that's a great way to do it. LakeEufaula.com. I'm Simon from Lake Up, and we will see you next time.